So I'm going to explain something that might potentially end resort fees, but this rumor that's coming in from the casinos and the executives and all that kind of stuff from our super special source tells us that it's going to be changing the ways you book your vacations forever if you do it. It's a great way for the casinos to generate a bunch of cash up ahead and basically take a microloan from you. It's going to fill their coffers up. It might save you some money, but it might actually cost you. But then again, if we don't have resort fees, everybody's happy, right? I don't know. This is a weird, wacky rumor. Hopefully you stick through for this one. How's it going out there, everybody? My name is Steven, and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Hope you guys would like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for the future notifications as you always do. You come to this channel, you get news, analysis, rumors, leaks, updates, that kind of stuff. We have those occasionally too. Live streams on the weekend, short films about the city. I try my best to make it interesting for you as well. We do analysis of everything. If you guys want to support the channel, we of course have our Patreon, our channel memberships. You get extra stuff on Patreon. You get extra chat icons and good stuff on channel memberships. Everybody gets in the credits. You also get a little extra perks on merchandise and stuff if you're at the highest levels. But VegasFacemasks.com is another way to do it. We're still making the masks. If you work at a business and you need to wear one all day, wear the one that doesn't fall down your face. Solid colors plus all sorts of patterns are available. They're made by my wife right here in town, sent out directly to you, and free shipping in the United States. I think it's $15 for Canada, and the UK and EU, we have them too. But hey, maybe you're a business owner, you want to order a big order, we do that too. Just reach out to us, VegasFacemasks.com, no S at the end. Okay, well, leave us a comment below as you hear about this, but would you be willing to book your vacation years out at a locked-in rate? If it means that you could skip resort fees, possibly, that's a possibility in all of this. But if it means that you knew that you were going to get a rate in advance, would you be willing to do it? What if there was no cancellation policy? So the newest kind of revelation about what the casino executives are talking about, this is a rumor, this is a leak, this is not something that's necessarily ever going to come to pass, okay? But the casinos have a problem right now. How can they generate some of the lost income they made by being shut down as a completely for 78 days out here in Nevada? In other areas of the country, we're shut down for either longer. In some areas of the world, they're still shut down in some regions, I think. But how can you recoup some of your losses for 78 days, plus the other months that people just are not traveling, not coming into town? Well, there's a good question about that. What you could do is you could do what some industries have been doing for a long time. Pre-package and sell up your vacations for the future at a locked-in rate. So right now you take a look at the room rates and you take a look at some of these rooms, $400 a night for Resorts World. I mean, it gets expensive, right? What if we guaranteed that if you traveled in 2022 or 2023, you would be getting a guaranteed price for your room? It's a risk that you're going to be taking. I mean, if they're going to give you a lower price 2 years from now, let's say, for example, it's something like MGM Grand. And right now for Memorial Day, that might be selling for $350. But you're willing to book it out a few years in advance. You might get it for $250, $225. You pay all of that up in advance. We have no idea if there's a cancellation policy. They haven't even gotten that far, according to my source. But at the end of it all, you get a locked-in rate. You know you're going to travel in the future. Gets to plan stuff out in advance. And they may even be bypassing resort fees with this. You see, the interesting thing about this is that what it would essentially do is it would be bypassing a lot of the traditional travel industry. Right now, the way it works from my basic understanding, and please chime in the comments below if you have more information, but the travel websites like Travelocity, Kayak, TripAdvisor, Orbitz, Expedia, what they're doing is they're going and they're buying large banks of rooms at one set locked-in rate. If they suspect that August, they're going to be selling, 1,000 rooms at a particular property, they buy those at a bulk rate, they mark those room rates up, and then they pass along that room rate to you. But therein lies the problem, right? By buying them at a bulk rate, maybe $75 a room, they have to charge the resorts, have to charge you a resort fee so they can make up for what they really want to sell the room at, so they can tell that their investors and all those people that do their books and look at their books that they made X amount of dollars for the month of August for the rooms. Okay, that's fine. But if they started pre-selling those rooms, the resorts, directly to you, it would cut out a lot of that middleman. It would give you the certainty that you're getting the best rate 2 years from now. But then what happens if 2 years from now, it turns out that that's not the best rate? I mean, maybe something happens. We have incidents that happen out here. October 1st was such an incident. After the October 1st incident, people stopped traveling for several months, and you could get rooms for very, very cheap. So in this instance, if it was, a couple of years before October 1st and you had booked the vacation for November and you thought you were getting the best rate, but then November comes because October 1st happened, you were basically paying a lot more. I guess that's a gamble that you would have to be willing to take in this case. The question is, are you willing to take that gamble if it means you don't have to deal with the resort fees? The resort fees are really just a bundled in price, something that people are doing in order to, something that the resorts are doing in order to guarantee that they're going to get their room revenue per room. If you're the MGM Grand and you have 4,000 rooms and you charge, you know, was it $35? Let's say it's $35. I don't know the exact price on that. Let's work out the math. Let's say it's $40 for the MGM. They have 4,000 rooms. That means that any given room night, if they're at 100% capacity, they're guaranteed $160,000 for revenue for that room. No matter what happens, no matter how many rooms are bought by these travel websites, no matter what the room rate is, they're going to get their money, so they can do their books that way. And coincidentally, let's say that they had the best year ever and they booked out every single room, 365 days. 365 days, 4,000 rooms. Well, it's 160,000, what we just said, times 365. That means that just the resort fees, if it were in theory, hypothetically, probably never going to happen, booked out 100%, would generate them $58,400,000 just for that one particular property on those resort fees. So you can see how they're very lucrative. So by taking this risk, cutting out the travel middleman and the resorts, booking websites, they might get to a point where they actually just give you the option to buy your stuff in advance. How far in advance, we don't know. Again, this is just a rumor that's coming from my insider that has an ear into these things. This is one of the things that they're, what do they call it? Spitballing, just throwing things against the wall and seeing what idea might stick. I'm sure that they will do lots and lots of analysis with, what do they call those, test groups and focus groups to see if people will be willing to do this. But you be the focus group today and tell me in the comments below. Are you willing to book your vacations years out in order for you to get a better deal? And if they got rid of the resort fees, would that be lucrative enough to bring you in? Because let's be honest, if it was a $40 resort fee and you're going to be staying for 5 days, that's $4, $8, $12, $16, $200 that you'd be saving on just that one stay if you book it out in advance. But then you might be crying on your beer while you get to Vegas to find out that the room you booked for $250 is really only worth $150 that week, and you lost out on that end. You actually lost $200 in that case. Interesting, right? One thing's for certain, you gotta hand it to the resorts. They're actually trying to innovate, But what does this also do for the resorts? It essentially gives them microloans to play with right now. It gives them money up front in their coffers. Let's say they were going to go forward with this and they just blitzed everybody with these package deals that are coming up in the future, and they had, 10,000 people book rooms in advance. If you're booking a room in advance for years from now and it was $250 a room night times 10,000 people, they're making $2.5 million just in advance. They can throw that into their coffers. They can play with it. They can put it into different entertainment options. They can, experiment with that money. So it's an extra funding source essentially for them. But is it fair to the consumer? I guess time will tell if they go out and do this. That's not to say that they will. So don't think that this is what's happening. I can't stress that enough. And if in a few years from now this channel is around and you guys say, hey, Steven, remember what you did in May 26th? That was BS. I'm going to go right back to this moment and say, these are all just rumors. These are all just possibilities. But they're interesting rumors indeed, and I wanted to get your opinion. So tell me in the comments below what you think. And that's my video today, and I'm sticking to it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And once again, my name is Steven, and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for the future notifications. If you want to get something with Not Leaving Las Vegas on it, the hats are coming soon, but they're custom-made, one-at-a-time hats, not a Teespring thing. Email me, stevenj at notleavinglasvegas.com, and then we can talk about that. I have that email in the first comment of this video, the pinned up sticky comment. There's also t-shirts and stuff, and also vegasfacemask.com, no S at the end right here. And you guys can do that. Made by my wife, Sweet Caroline. You know how these go, around the back of your head. I mean, you wear them when you have to wear them nowadays. And 65% of you guys are apparently wearing them. Anybody else go to a store and see everybody wearing a face mask still? At least out here, that's what's going on. Tell me in the comments below if that's the case back there for you. And that way I know who's actually watching to the end of the video too, I guess. All right, now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? Look at the camera. Say 3, 2, 1, and click.